have to see. Hey, you guys see that? No access permitted. I am Jon Najarian, and this is about to be 3 at 3. 3 at 3 every business day. We bring you unusual activity. We try to highlight for you the activity that we think is most noteworthy that day. And we do it all at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you for joining us. About to get to it right about now. So let's go. Andrew's already got the questions up. So as always, thank you guys for posing those questions. This presentation is for educational and informational purposes only. So please be aware that all investments involve risk. Past performance of a security, industry sector, market, financial product, trading strategy, or individual does not guarantee future returns. Intellectual property rights. Yes, we have trademarks, we have registered marks, we have copyrights, and we have patents on almost everything you're about to see. So please, before you decide to use any of it, ask us first. We will be far more likely to say yes if you ask us first. And of course, we'll ask that you cite Market Rebellion. All right, let's kick it off with Axalta, AXTA Coatings Company. This one we've hit hard a couple times this year. And guess what? Somebody big is back in Axalta. And they bought 9,200 of the January 32 calls. Bought mostly in two separate prints. One for about 3,500 contracts for 40 cents. And another one, another several large blocks. Now, as always, an option is for 100 shares of stock. So when we're talking 9,200 options, we're talking about 920,000 share equivalent of stock. So somebody's dropping nearly $500,000 on this trade alone. For us, that'll focus us in on it and see exactly what's going on. And here is Axalta today, trading up back towards the high of the day right now as we approach and now have passed into the 3 p.m. Eastern hour. So there's the stock, and I am in these calls. Let's get to the second of our 3 at 3. But first, here is our Market Rebellion crypto app in the Apple Store, the App Store. It is right now ranked the best app for crypto traders. Thank you. And you can download it for free. You just go to the App Store and type in Market space Rebellion, not all together, but just Market and then Rebellion. And you'll see this handy app where you can have all your cryptos on there, keep track of them. No, you can't trade directly on this yet, but nonetheless, we have what we think is a very popular app that has chat, has charting, and all kinds of fun stuff for crypto. So check it out. Oh, that was a teaser. Solo. How many of you have ever heard of Solo? How many of you know what Solo is? Well, 26,000 December 7.5 calls are bought from 60 cents all the way up to $1.40, which implies that they were chasing higher for this particular trade. Now for them to buy 26,000, again, every option is for 100 shares of stock. That means 2.6 million share equivalents. That's a pretty big trade. And if you did 26,000 times $1, you'd know that they put down $2.6 million to get into these calls. And they only have just under 2 weeks to be right, because this week is expiration on the 11th, Friday. Next week it's the 18th. That's when these options expire. So they're betting that something happens to drive this stock higher. Now, it's had a good performance today. If you want to know what they do, that's what they do. It's a Canadian EV. Probably haven't heard all that much about Canadian EV companies except for Solo. But nonetheless, this is an interesting design, and it's like a trike. What's a trike? Well, as you can see, 2 wheels in front, 1 in back. Probably does exceedingly well with the distance tests because of its profile and because of the lightweight. that they're able to put to work. But on the other hand, it's not exactly carrying the same number of passengers as a Tesla or even a Volt. So for that reason, people have probably just been watching and seeing what else Solo will develop. What we know is somebody believes something good is going to develop in Solo, and they've been buying up shares. Here is that stock today, moving up to $7.38. Now, let's get to Market Rebellion subscriptions for free. How do you get a subscription to Market Rebellion for free? You go over to YouTube and you type in Market Rebellion, and then you hit subscribe. And if you'd like an alert every time there's a new post, whether it's Pete's The Take, which is live now, but also, of course, posted up on Market Rebellion's YouTube channel, or you can go and you can see my 60-second video every day during the week, or the 3 at 3. All of these are available to you on that free subscription over at YouTube. You just need to type in Market Rebellion and hit the subscribe button. And if you click the bell, well, then you'll be alerted every single time that there is fresh content. So check it out. YouTube Market Rebellion. Third of our 3 at 3 is RIOT Blockchain. Now these guys do mining rigs all over the country. That is one of the ways they hope to make money. The stock is making a nice move today. It is 9,300 of the December 11 calls that expire this Friday, the 11th. So they're buying the 11 calls. They expire on the 11th, which is Friday. They paid from 65 cents to up over $1 for these calls 9,300 times. So you get the idea. This is somewhere between $800,000 and $1 million worth of option contracts purchased for just out of the money 11 strike calls. So we think that's noteworthy, and it's the third consecutive session of buying in the last few days. You know what else? It is also one of many times, because we are not new to this party, folks. We've been in this one since it had a 3 handle at the beginning of the month. How do I know? Well, take a look at this. There you see the 24th when the stock was 7. That's the top line. The 23rd, the 17th when it was $4.61, and we were citing the unusual activity in those November 6 calls. Then you see with the stock at $4.75, they're buying November 5 calls. With the stock at $4, they're buying the December 5s, and so forth, all the way down to when the stock was $3.51. So the stock has doubled, and our options have brought us nice, big, fat profits on this particular read. So now you know why we're so excited about seeing more bought at $10.86, because I'd much rather own an option for $1 with the stock at $10.86 than to spend $10,860 to buy 1,000 of these. Instead, I could basically spend $100 for each one of these options, which ends up being, of course, $1,000. It's 1/10 of the price of buying this, and then I could, of course, sell a higher strike above it and cut my cost substantially. So that's what we like to do, folks. Cut our cost, cut our risk. We can show you how to do all that at marketrebellion.com. In fact, you can go there, marketrebellion.com/get started to learn more about it. That is marketrebellion.com/get started. So it's question time. Let's see what kind of questions you guys came up with today. BBY, still in those BBY calls? Yes, TJ Vaccaro. And that is the handle as well without the period. TJ, J-A-Y, Vaccaro. Yes, I am still in the Best Buy calls. Still like the upside for Best Buy, and I'm in a call spread, TJ. Thank you for asking. Here's an Apple question from Chairman Nato. Fun question for John and 3 at 3. Analysts are publishing reports on Apple like it's a secret. Can you list the firms and the analysts' price targets? For example, Wedbush, Dan Ives, 175. Morgan Stanley's Katie Huberty, 191. Loop Ventures, Gene Munster, and that's different. That's LOUP Ventures as opposed to Loop Capital, which is Courtney Gibson. And Gene Munster's up there at 200. So Khalid, I'll do that tomorrow on the 3 at 3. I will post the highest and lowest estimates for Apple's price targets. Thank you, Khalid. It happens. It happens. First time I ever agreed with Carter, and I just realized it was the onion. That's right. It does happen from time to time. Those of you who don't know, there was an onion that still some of you tweet to me when I tweet onion articles. John, do you know that's parody site, the onion? Yes, I do. I know it's a parody site, just like Babylon Bee is a parody site, and there are others. And I do it because I think they're funny. So it turns out that they said Jimmy Carter said he would be damned if he's going to put that in his body, meaning the vaccine, which of course is not true. And 96-year-old Jimmy Carter is one of those folks on that list, I'm sure, to get one right away, especially being an ex-president. And then we have Sarah, which Sarah's handle is Edge, EDGEOC. Wonder if that's Orange County. Wonder. Anyway, hi John. How important is the expiration date of UOA when getting into the trade? Does buying a different expiration affect our odds? It does. Because Sarah, the reason it affects your odds is that we are citing the unusual activity in a specific expiration. That's one of the things, the bits of information that gets unlocked with options that you don't get in stock. Somebody buys stock, you don't know if it's Warren Buffett buying it, that's going to hold it forever, even if the company closes down, as he said famously, for a couple of years. The stock market doesn't reopen. He says, I want to own stocks that I'd feel comfortable with even if the market wasn't open. Okay, so that's stock buying. You don't know how long they're going to hold. But in an option, you do know that they have to do something or just let it go after expiration hits. So yes, I generally am in the same expiration as the activity that we are citing, so I'd say it's very important. Thank you, Sarah. And of course, if you'd like to join us today, you can join the All Rebel Special, which is a Market Rebellion roundtable at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Pete will be coming to us. He might even be in New Orleans already. He's on a round-the-country tour for Market Rebellion, and his sojourn has taken him from Houston to, I think, New Orleans today. But we'll see. He might be on his cell. He might be on his computer. We'll have to see. But he and I will be answering questions 4 p.m. Eastern Time, so a little over half an hour from right now. Pete and I will be on with the rest of the Rebels talking about what we see in the market and answering more questions. So please join us. I appreciate you being here. If you'd like to join the unusual option activity that we cite, you can go to marketrebellion.com/UOA, which stands for Unusual Option Activity. So to learn more, go to marketrebellion.com/UOA for more. Thank you for joining me today, folks. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll be on the halftime report at noon Eastern, and then back here at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, on Market Rebellion's television network, 3 at 3 tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for joining me.